The meadow beyond. Lena had always loved walking, through city parks, along forest trails, or just down the busy streets of her hometown. But she never imagined that one step could take her somewhere so far from everything she knew. It happened on an ordinary Thursday. She was strolling through a familiar meadow near her house, enjoying the warmth of the late spring sun. One moment, she was stepping over a patch of wildflowers. The next, the ground beneath her feet shifted, and a strange, sweet-scented wind swept over her. When she opened her eyes, she wasn't in her world anymore. She lay on a vast, endless meadow, carpeted with soft green grass that seemed to glow under the golden light of an unfamiliar sun. The air was fresh and sweet, filled with the scent of blooming flowers. Not just one kind, but dozens, in every color she could imagine. Tall, delicate blooms with iridescent petals swayed in the breeze, and tiny, butterfly-like creatures flitted between them. Lena sat up, her heart pounding. She was still wearing her light summer dress and sandals, which were now off her feet, lying a few inches away. She must have kicked them off when she fell. Barefoot, she stood up slowly, taking in the view. There were no buildings, no roads, no signs of human life. Just the meadow stretching as far as she could see, bordered by distant, rolling hills. As she took her first steps across the soft grass, a voice behind her made her jump. "Are you lost?" She turned. A young man stood a few steps away, watching her with a curious but kind expression. He had tanned skin, dark hair tied back with a leather strap, and eyes the color of storm clouds. He wore a simple tunic and trousers, both in earthy tones, and carried a woven basket over one arm. I don't know where I am," Lena admitted. He tilted his head. "You're in the meadows of Illyria. Where are you from?" "Earth," she said. "I'm from a planet called Earth." The man's eyes widened slightly, but he didn't laugh or look at her like she was crazy. Instead, he nodded slowly. "I've heard legends of travelers from other worlds. They say the meadows sometimes open a path for those who are meant to find us." His name was Kyle, and he offered to show her around. As they walked, he explained that Illyria was a peaceful realm, connected to countless others through hidden pathways, places where magic and nature existed in perfect harmony. They climbed a gentle hill, and before them, the landscape opened up to reveal a valley dotted with stone houses and wooden bridges. A small city lay nestled between the hills, its rooftops covered in moss and vines. Streams wound through the streets, and people moved about, smiling and waving at Kyle. "This is Viridia," he said, "one of the oldest settlements in Illyria." Lena's breath caught. It was like stepping into a fairy tale. The buildings were made of warm, colored stone, intertwined with climbing flowers. Children played near fountains, and the air hummed with soft music and laughter. Over the next few weeks, Cale showed her everything. They visited the crystal groves, where trees grew translucent leaves that shimmered like glass. They swam in the silver pools, whose waters were said to heal fatigue. Lena learned to cook local dishes, sweet fruit tarts and hearty stews flavored with herbs she'd never seen. She also learned the language, helped in the community garden, and even started teaching children how to draw, something that quickly became popular. People welcomed her with open hearts, and for the first time in her life, Lena felt like she truly belonged. As the days turned into months, her bond with Cale deepened. They spent evenings watching the twin moons rise, sharing stories of their worlds. He told her about his childhood in the hills, and she told him about cities that touched the clouds and machines that flew through the sky. One evening, as they sat on a hill overlooking Viridia, Cale turned to her. "Lena," he said quietly, "I know you came from another world, but I hope you'll stay in this one, with me." She looked at him, at the kindness in his eyes, at the place she'd come to love so much, and smiled. "I don't want to go back," she said. "Not now, not ever." A year later, they were married in a garden filled with blooming night flowers that glowed softly in the dark. The whole city celebrated, and Lena felt her heart overflow with joy. Years passed. Lena and Cale built a small house near the edge of the meadow, where she had first arrived. They had 2 children, a boy with his father's storm-gray eyes, and a girl with her mother's love of adventure. Lena continued teaching, and sometimes, when the wind blew just right, she thought she could almost hear the echo of her old world, but she never felt the urge to return. Earth was a memory now, a place she had once called home. Illyria, with its golden meadows, kind people, and the man who had shown her the way, was her home now, and she wouldn't trade it for anything.